And hello, good morning, good morning.
Yes.
I'm here with the wonderful Charlotte Jukes. Hello. Sorry, it's been a while,
Right.
but we're back. Uh, I've been very busy, but I've been really wanting to kind of get this going again because it's really helping me with my morning routine and it's really lovely. So, yeah, we're back. Hello. Yes, hello, Charlotte. Thank you very much for joining me this morning.
Right.
And a little bit late notice as well. How are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, good. This time of morning isn't like I've been getting up this early for work, so it's not awful. I'm awake enough.
Oh, brilliant! Thank you. That's better than some of the people who have struggled through this. But that's fantastic. To be honest, I endeavour to be getting up at this every day. Um, some days it does work, some days it does not. Uh, but yeah,
I find it's a struggle to get out of bed. Once I'm out and up, it's fine, and I'm dressed. I'm awake, but it's getting up. They set like three alarms, and then I'll get up.
yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean that's kind of why I like. That's a very good reason as to why I started this, to be honest, because like it just kind of forces me to get up, look presentable, and kind of start the day. Um,
I'm really presentable on the top half though. The bottom half I didn't bother. I still got my pajamas on, so
that's fine. I mean, like a lot of my work happens over Zoom calls, so like to be completely honest, that's as presentable as you'll mostly get anyway.
yeah.
And like, who cares? But yeah, it's exactly. I don't know. I've never been one for morning routines or anything in terms of morning schedules. Uh, so definitely, this is the big challenge for me. Is kind of keeping this going. Um, we'll see. uh, I've got my morning cup of hot chocolate. Not done the way it should be done because I'm a monster and I want to make a quick hot chocolate rather than wait for hours. But
That's a good mug though.
it is a good bug. I'm really happy about it. Although bizarrely, it was in Sainsbury's. It didn't. I didn't even get it anywhere nice. I didn't. I can't be like, oh, I went to the Roald Dahl Museum and picked up a lovely. Like I can't. But it's a genuinely lovely mug, and I got it in
It is. It's
Sainsbury's.
good. Just pretend. Just pretend you did. You went to the museum.
Yeah, yeah. I could do. What's the one in Aylesbury? The oh, is it the Children's Museum or something? They've got a Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
Got a big
Oh
Roald Dahl
god.
thing. Ah, I've only been there like once, many a year ago. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, good. It's cool
God.
because it
Yeah.
doesn't. It says, I mean, the FG is a good, a good film. Sorry, a good film, a good book. Sorry, apologies. I mean, it is also a good film, but I don't know. It was never really my favorite, but it has two rights don't make a left. I think yes, on the back, which is a cool quote.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, no, I love it. I like it. I like your mug too, though. To be fair, your mug is very different.
Oh, my mug is like a orangutan thing. It's quite fun.
That
No
is
one likes
fun.
it. No one in this house likes it. They're like, it's the mug to make tea in.
But that is a fun mug though. Like to if you're up in the morning, if you've got a sore head, if you're tired and annoyed at the world, and you need to see something to cheer you up, that'll do it.
Yeah, that is the mug.
That'll do it. Just this quite happy, smiling chimpanzee or orangutan, whatever it is. Uh,
It's
yeah.
like scratching its head or something. I don't know what. That's like me. That's what I do when I drink it.
Brain juice. Yeah.
Oh. Do you know, actually, talking of like books and films that like weirdly, like I didn't used to read any books at uni, and I don't know if it's because like weird enough to like read and research anyway,
Yeah.
and like dissertation and that sort of thing. But I used to like watch lots of telly, and now like I like really it's the other way around. Like I don't think I'm like I mean obviously because I'm like doing lots of things as well, but like yeah, I've gone from like I'm actually not watching that much telly, and I'm actually reading a book, and it's like I don't know what's going on.
That's very smart of you. I I went, like, obviously in school and, like, younger, I read a lot. That was basically, and I didn't have Netflix, I didn't have TV that I could just pop on over, so I read, you know, I was reading 2, 3 books a week sometimes. Um, and, like, it was just quick and quick. Whereas, yeah, to be fair, at uni, it was like, I kind of stopped. It kind of, yeah, I don't know. I stopped reading for pleasure a lot more, which is a bit pity. I tried to
Yeah.
get back into it in lockdown, but I've managed to read a couple things, but I wouldn't really say I'm kind of back into reading, sadly, which is
No, I
yet.
mean, I only really do it before I go to bed, which is also it also means I'm quite slow because I only end up reading like a couple of, a few pages, and then I'm like falling asleep. So like it takes me a while to like actually finish one.
Well, yeah, but that's good that you have that discipline though, because like I'm the opposite. I will read it fast, and so I will like sit there, and I will, if I should be asleep, I will not be asleep, and I will still be reading. And instead of, I could never be that person who is like, oh, I'll only read one chapter. Like, no, I'm just gonna keep reading until I kind of, until either I won't make it to a chapter and I'll just stop early, or I'll keep reading until I feel like it, and then I'll stop.
The book I was reading had short chapters, which is quite good because I hate leaving it in the middle of the chapter, like putting it down. Like I like to get to the end. Like sometimes I'm like trying to force my eyes open so that I could just get like just do the last 3 pages and then I'll put it down because I hate that. I hate like leaving it in the middle of chapter. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, no, I mean, it makes sense, like, in terms of that's kind of the reason why chapters are there, or for breaks and pauses in the story, and so it does make sense.
Plus, you almost get a little cliffhanger sometimes.
Yes,
Dramatic.
although that does not make me feel good when I then need to stop and go to bed. That does not help. I will usually, if there is a cliffhanger, I will usually just carry on reading. Um, I'm not a
Yeah.
fan. I will, because
So you
otherwise,
definitely binge watch a series then. You can't watch one episode a week. You definitely
yeah,
on the six
yeah,
a
you
day.
got me there. Yeah, no, genuinely, I like having a weekly series. I do like having a show I only see once or twice a week. That's fine. I like that, but only because that's only 1 or 2 shows. Everything else I binge watch massively. I started on Parks and Rec like 2 weeks ago, and have been on and off watching it like for like 3 days straight, kind of part like moments, and then like not watching it for ages. And I think I'm already on like season 4 or something now. Um, yeah, so yeah, no, I can. It's yeah, I can get through things very quickly.
My dad's like that. He watches get up and so early that he watches like a few episodes before he goes to work, and then he'll leave at like 7. And I'm like, how early do you have to get up? I know. I just said I'm better at getting up early now, but I still wouldn't do that. I get up with just enough time to get dressed and have a shower and leave.
That's another level though, in terms of like personal, uh I don't know, rules, really, like just even the ability to kind of, or self control, really, I guess. Sorry, um, like I will turn an episode of TV on in the morning if I want something to kind of be interesting or on while I'm doing that, while I'm getting ready. But especially over lockdown, anyway, the amount of times that has turned into 4 or 5 episodes of television while I'm sitting on a sofa, under a blanket or something. Like, it kind of just turns into the whole morning rather than,
Yeah.
so to be able to watch a specific amount of TV and then go to work is maybe not something I really understand or can do. Slightly jealous of
No,
that, but
I like getting up and going straight to work, and then I come home after, and that's like you sit and relax then because I'm knackered.
yeah.
Oh.
Have you been, talking of TV shows, then, any over lockdown that have been really helping you or kind of been good?
I just, I think it's good to watch a bit of comedy, isn't it? At the moment, like, um, Not Going Out has just come back on, and we've always watched that. Like, I think a while ago we might have like started from the series one and watched all of them together. I can't remember. We've definitely watched like the recent ones anyway together as a family, and that's quite nice because we sometimes like we're all like my dad's at work and I'm at work, and then my dad's out for a run, and then my sister's at work, and then like we're all like we don't sit down together that often really, like unless it's dinner time. So it's quite nice to like all sit down and watch something. Um, and everyone likes it, you know. It's not like we're watching like my dad sat there on his phone because he's not into it, like you know, playing Candy Crush or whatever. Like, yeah. So like Not Going Out, Would I Lie to You as well is a good one. We were watching Taskmaster when that was on as well because that's just silly. I like that.
Yeah.
I like other stuff too. Like we've been watching like a couple of dramas. Like my mum, it's like my mum's like really into Marcella. And I think it's on like series 3, and it's this like I don't know if you've seen it. She's like this like policewoman or detective or something, and she's gone a bit like I don't know. There's something wrong with her. Like she keeps blacking out and like doing things she doesn't remember and like stuff like that. And then she's like basically trying to like she's like now undercover and like is trying to like stop this crime and stuff. But yeah, so that's quite good. I like stuff like that. I've realised that I don't like I'm really not in the mood for like anything soppy at the moment, you know. Like I just read this book and it was about these two people that it's called Flat Shares. It was about these two people that uh she moved in with him, but like they were on different shifts, so they never actually met each other until like, and then you know, and then obviously they met each other, and then like they got together and everything, and blah blah blah. And by the end of it, I was a bit like, oh god, I want something a bit more exciting now.
That's a bit like that's just like too nice for just now. You need something, whether it's horrible or whether it's just exciting. You need something that's riveting enough to kind of keep you going. That's
yeah. I actually just read a murder mystery, so it's totally the opposite.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's a good call though. That will definitely keep you on your seat. Then,
yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I've been kind of. I guess the two big worlds for me have been comedies or fantasies for lockdown. And the fantasies are mainly just like historic materials and stuff, and rewatching stuff like Merlin and Doctor Who and stuff like that because you know there's so many seasons, so many episodes. Why not? It's a good thing. Yeah, really, but yeah, comedies mainly. Yeah, as I said.
Also, comedy, I love it because like there's some that I'll rewatch and I've seen them like 6 times before and it's still funny, you know.
Yeah.
We watched this. There was this one-off like I think it was over Christmas, and it was Catherine Parkinson, is that her name? She was in it, and it was like a comedy they did about lockdown, but it went back to like it did the few months from like March into autumn, and then obviously like they found out they'd booked this holiday or something, and then they couldn't go, so then they went just somewhere in England instead, and it was like the worst like experience they'd ever had. And like I don't like some of the jokes they made were just like so relatable. And I was thinking about that the other day because like when like theatre and everything comes back, like there's going to be when they announced Brexit, like there were so many shows about Brexit. And I bet some of them were good and like some of them were awful, and I feel like it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
Like that was done well, but there's going to be some like some funny stuff out there, I think.
Yeah, no, completely. And also like when you look at the amount that people have been writing as well over lockdown, I'm sure there's going to be a big surge in stuff. I mean, we're already seeing kind of more and more stuff coming out every week, really. But yeah, there should hopefully people have been putting the time to some good use, and yeah, there'll be some really exciting stuff coming out on TV and stuff like that, which will be nice.
Yeah.
I think I've seen. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've probably rewatched Brooklyn Nine-Nine about 100 times over now. Not like from end to end, but just random episodes here and there that because that's like quite an easy comfort show for me.
Yeah. Do you know what? Somebody told me years ago to watch that, and I still haven't done it. Like, that's still on my list of things to watch.
All I will say is it should be on your list, and I highly recommend it. That's all I will say. I can't I could say a lot more, but I will just highly recommend it. No, that's quite an easy, quick, funny, just easy and the humor as well is it's not hard to understand. It's just really kind of simple, nice physical humor. But yeah, that's an easy one for me.
My sister keeps putting the IT Crowd on as well. She likes that one. Like, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? So happens in there. Like, it's almost like so far fetched, so that's why it's funny. Because like, but then I bet somebody somewhere like that would happen. But
yeah. I mean, yeah, that is the weird thing. I guess the far fetchedness in that one is just the characterization. Like, we are in a very real world environment. Just the characters are just pushed to their extreme limits of believability, really. But I mean, there are Richard Iodis out there. There are people who are a bit like that. So I'm sure it has been, maybe just maybe not quite in that, maybe not with quite the plot points of that one. Yeah, I never used to really like kind of comedy shows that was based on kind of in work environments, and actually that's something I've started to really enjoy. As Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and yes, the IT Crowd all suggest, The Office as well. Like, I never really used to kind of like that kind of the comedy based in a place of employment or whatever.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So that's a good shout.
Another one in that category is The Job Lot, which is it's like a recent one, I think, like fairly recent anyway, like more recent than IT Crowd, and it was like set in a job centre. I think there's a couple of series of that one as well, but yeah, that's like another silly one. Like, they don't do much finding people jobs, like, put it that way.
So like potentially almost all of the shows, they're not necessarily the greatest at their job, but that is fine.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I don't know. There's been too much. I think like Disney Plus and Netflix have hopefully done. I'm sure have done very, very well out of all of this. I mean, definitely Disney Plus was released at the correct time. Yeah, no, I've been heavily relying on that sort of stuff. And then so then shockingly not doing barely any reading, which is sad. I don't know. For me, it's I have to like sit down and read a book. I can't just pick up a book and read.
Yeah.
I get very easily distracted, and if I'm not quite into the book, like in the zone, then I'm just not going to enjoy it.
Yeah. To be fair, it's like the last thing I do in the day when I haven't got like the brain energy to do like all the other stuff that I need to do. I've got enough left in me to read a book.
That's fair. But do you find I mean, obviously you said like you're kind of not really wanting the soppy stuff just now, but like do you kind of still read books that are like gonna make your brain like challenged, or like do you just want something that is genuinely like super simple to just enjoy?
No, I like a little bit of I like a little bit of, I don't know if challenged is the right word. Like, I read stuff that's like easy to follow, but is also like a bit dramatic, like there's something going on. Like, I think that's what I like.
That's fair. I'm
Like,
I'm definitely guilty of kind of still partially in my teen fiction phase, um, where I've got lots and lots of adult books, but also for general pleasure reading, quite a few of them are teen fiction. Um, but that's like only a couple of years ago, a few years ago, so that's why not. Um, but yeah, but like for me, that's what they are. Like they are fairly simple reading, um, but with occasional kind of or the plot points are occasionally,
yeah, it keeps you awake enough to read it.
yeah, yeah. I really struggle with. There are some great books out there, like kind of based on like a singular character and a singular character's thoughts, and like I love them. That's a really cool thing, but I really struggle to read them because they're not. There's not like an overreaching like kind of massive like story plot arc. It's just about them going through everyday life, and like that's probably a really good book to read. But I really personally struggle with them because I kind of need to have that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a massive nerd and I just want a big adventure quest or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I yeah no I do enjoy having like an
Interest,
actual place to go or a story.
interestingly, the ones that I've just read are both like they're both talking from like people's point of view, but they keep switching between two people. So like the one did it like with a new chapter was a different person. Like it was kept alternating between like the story from their point of view. So that was quite interesting. And the other one is like it was all like within the same thing, but it would be written in like a different, I don't know, like italic or bold or something, and that was like a different person. That was quite fun. But I see what you mean. It's still from a point of view, isn't it, rather than like a
But like that's good, and
sort of thing.
obviously like there are certain ways to tell a story, and that is one way that will tell a very very good story of that person. I don't know. I've found them in the past, and I've been sitting there like, wow, I really really get this character. I really understand this character. I'm really like I understand what they're going through, but also I'm really really struggling to turn to the next page because it's just not. I don't know. It's just not my sort of like reading. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe that is what I want. Maybe I just want like campaigns and sword fights and wizardry, and I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea that but then that's maybe why I don't then read that much anymore right now because I can get all that on a TV and I don't have to
Yeah.
sit down and read. I can just watch it and tune out.
Yeah. Yeah. I tend to like I like putting if I got to put something on in the background though, then it's like something that I've seen before because that's like I hate like if I'm doing something at the same time as watching something, I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. 100%. Yeah. Hence why I say like I've probably rewatched so many shows I like just because I'll just chuck them on while I'm trying to do something um
Mm.
or just wanting to start a morning. I'll be like, right, that's on. I'll laugh at that for a bit. Yeah.
Do you know actually we have that my mum has the news on a lot and it's like I don't know. It all gets repetitive, doesn't it? It's all like, oh, it's like out on now.
Yeah. What a time, isn't it? It's. I mean,
It's funny that it's almost a year. Like I remember when we got put in lockdown before, I was like, maybe it's going to be like a couple of months or something.
yeah,
That's all right. It's just a couple of months holiday. That's like a couple of months where I can't work, but oh well, I probably need it. And then here we are.
yeah. No, it is. It's crazy, and like, this is where I've really struggled because I think really struggled. I haven't, but like, it's just where it's been a bit bizarre in my head because yes, it's almost been a year, and what's weird is it's obviously it's gone very quickly and also simultaneously gone very slowly, as
Yeah.
we've been going. But like, and also like, what's bizarre is just through my own personal need to do stuff. this has kind of been technically one of the most productive years I've ever had. But like, I've not necessarily like been doing a lot. I've just been constantly churning things out, which I hadn't really done before. So it's been a bit bizarre.
Yeah. I know, I feel what you mean. I like when the lockdown happened, I think in a desperate attempt to be like, because that would have been the worst thing for me was like to like not be busy. Like I get bored so quickly. So I was like, right, I'm gonna do like I had like a couple of like courses that I wanted to do, stuff like that. So like I did some fun ones. Like I did an online course about like blood effects in theatre, and like that was out in the garden, and I got like blood all over the grass. It looked like a right state, like the neighbours probably called someone, I don't know. Yeah, no, but it was really fun, and like I've just done loads of stuff like that, and loads of like networking and things like that, because like that's the only thing that I sort of can do. And then obviously like I got like I just work at a supermarket at the moment, but like to be honest, if I didn't, like I'm so sort of like grateful for that I have that job, because it is like really keeping me busy as well. So yeah, like I don't know, I would have had like a totally different like experience. Like I don't really feel like I've been in lockdown, because like I've been going to work and then coming home and then like doing like more work that's like kind of like stage management stuff to like try and keep like that side of things up, even though nothing's going on. So like yeah, I don't know, I think I've had a totally different like experience. Like my sister's coming home, well I come home at the moment, and like she's waiting, she goes to work in like in the shop about like 5, so she's waiting around all day to go into work, and then I come home from work and she's like really she's like really like, oh let's go. Like the other day we had a 20 day, as she calls it, and I went to get some petrol. That's all I needed to do, but like, you know, McDonald's was down the road, so we went to the drive-through and got McDonald's, and then come home and played like Mario Kart or something. So like because she's having the experience that I was, I suppose, like trying to avoid, which is like boredom, really. So we just did that, like just a little trip out. Like I can't believe that that's like a trip out at the moment. It's going to get some petrol and go to McDonald's. Like
I guess that's where I I mean I really struggled in Aylesbury for a little bit. I which I can't believe, because I guess we're really quite lucky where we're there. It's like in terms of like this like the little lake, and there's all the grass and stuff like that, and it's, you know, it's a genuinely lovely walk to go on. But I think I did that walk around Watermead Lake. I think I did it like maybe once a day for about 4 months solid or something, and just got sick of it. I got really, I just, and like that was the only place I really could go. I tried walking other places, or kind of just trying to find something, because I like to see things. That's what I do when I go on a walk. I like to see things. I don't just walk. So like, so where I am now, like it's a lot. It's very different, and so that's also nice. But that was basically that was usually my highlights of the day, was kind of forcing myself to get out and go for a walk.
I don't know. I think it's so funny, isn't it? Like when they said, "Oh, you can go out once a day for your daily exercise," everybody was like, "Right, I'm going to do my daily exercise," and then like, you know, if we're being honest, it turned into like every other daily exercise. And then, you know, maybe like twice a weekly exercise.
I never bothered with the exercise part. I just went out for a nice walk. Yeah. No, it's well, I remember when because you and me went for dinner in October.
Yeah, we went to the Watermead one, because I saw a picture of somebody's burger on Facebook, and that's where I'm going.
But I remember like I think it was like October or something, and I remember just like expecting to end like around about Christmas, because obviously that's what everyone was like.
Yeah, it was quite optimistic looking at that point, I think. I don't know. I think the approach now, isn't it, that is like we may as well shut everything down and then like, you know, and then lift it later on rather than just keep going in and out of lockdown. Because I think that's what they learned from like last year, and especially Christmas as well, because like they may as well have just said from the start, lock it down. Like, you know, for the sake of 1 year, like I know they wanted to give everybody a Christmas and that, but you know. Then look at January. January was always going to be in lockdown anyway, wasn't it? Because like they were planning on people being together around Christmas, so that was like it was going to go into lockdown.
I mean, also like it's January. You know, it's not exactly the month where we all go out and party lots. You know, it's usually one of the most depressing months of the year anyway.
Yeah,
we might as well just add it all to it. So yeah, exactly. This is the thing. Like I've kind of noticed it in the theatre industry now. They've kind of just been like, they've kind of calmed down a bit in terms of, because it was quite often like, you know, we need to kind of save the arts, keep it going, and obviously, you know, financially and it still is kind of very, very dangerous in terms of like actual venues and stuff like that and being able to survive. But that fight's still going. But like in terms of people being like, I just want to get back in the theatre, I feel like everyone's kind of now got to the point in that world of just like, no, you know what? Yeah, we'll just wait. We'll keep saying we miss it, but we'll just wait.
Like in my head, it's like I wouldn't be surprised. I'm almost at the point where I'm starting to think it's going to be in like 2022, because I did get an email the other day for something that I was looking at, and it said like originally, well, there was 2 emails. The first one was like, oh, because the recruitment was for like March or something like that, and then they've gone, oh, we're going to postpone it because we're not sure about it going ahead and stuff like that, which is fair enough, because it's like they're only just talking about letting schools back in March, aren't they? They're not going to be letting like, you know, theatres open and everything. So but then another email came through saying like, oh, we've decided to postpone the whole thing to 2022. So people are deciding, it's just, I think the thing is like they plan for something, you know, they prep it, and then it will come like when they've actually planned it for, like they'll probably be in lockdown again. And like, you know, it's like, I think it's like you know, all that time spent on it, and that people don't want to waste that time, I suppose. And like I think that's, I mean, like Glastonbury's cancelled already, isn't it? So that's a similar sort of thing, in the fact that like it takes so long to prepare for that by the time it comes around, it might not happen anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. I've been seeing most tours that have started planning again, which would normally have been kicking off June, July, are kind of pushing. I've currently, the only ones that I've seen that are hiring or looking for people are currently pushing for September, October. And obviously the great thing with the tour is, you know, if you're able to, if you plan it well enough, you're able to push it back longer if you need to. So I think they'll be okay. But so yeah, but they've, you know, September, October, so another 2 months onto that. If you push back 2 months, that's 2021. So that's 2022. Sorry. So, you know, exactly. Like I reckon some theatre will be back this year if all goes well with lockdown, but I don't think most of it will be back.
Yeah.
And even like, I mean, you know, the Edinburgh Fringe is completely, as far as I can tell, completely cancelled this year as well.
Is it? It was definitely last year. Yeah. Like.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I've not seen. I can't remember if I've seen an official thing, but definitely it looks like it, because usually by now there would be things coming out. What I have seen is the International Festival, though, which usually goes side by side to the Fringe, does seem to be running this year.
Okay.
Which will be interesting, because that's not quite on the scale that the Fringe is. But definitely, you know, but that would be this. You'd expect to see jobs start coming out later this month for the Fringe.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll find out, but it's, who knows? I mean, I after all this time away and after all like the Zoom theatre, digital theatre I've been doing, it's going to be very, very weird when I do get back to being in a theatre again.
Yeah, it's going to be really strange.
I've kind of got used to the way of working and like teching and like having dress rehearsals and stuff. I've kind of got used to it over Zoom. like it's very strict. It's kind of the new norm, and like I know how like my setup and stuff like that. And so when I actually walk back into a theater, I'm slightly worried. I'll be like, I've forgotten how everything sounds. Should it sound this way? um, yeah,
But
that'll be fun.
there's no delay. There's no delay. Let's put some
No,
delay
exactly.
in.
Like what's? Wait, hang on. Wait, hang on. So, hang on. I'm not monitoring this through earphones. Wait, we've got to use speakers for an audience. What? What?
What their lips are moving and sound is coming out. What?
Yeah, like what? Yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I have no idea what. Well, I'm kind of looking at anything in the sound world, to be honest, in terms of potential jobs. So, like, who knows what? But yeah, I've only really seen a couple of things, and yeah, they're all kind of late this year. With the
Yeah.
exception of the international festival, which might not even go ahead. So.
I think the difference as well between last year and this year is that last year everything seems to get pushed back like 3 months at a time. Like at least it definitely did, like with the Waterside and all the like ATG venues and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just feel like this time, like people have gone, oh no, let's not bother doing that again. Let's just do it. Let's just say no for a longer period of time so that we don't have to keep pushing it back every 3 months.
Yeah.
I think people are just like fed up with it now. I don't know.
Exactly. No, but also like, yeah, like I've got I know a bunch of people who kind of worked in like the management areas in terms of like a couple of the West End shows, and kind of just they had a really tough time late last year, kind of trying to organize how they were delaying their show and like just everything about it, like in terms of, and yeah, people constantly like their upper management being like, oh no, like okay, let's put it off 2 months, let's see how it goes, and then so having to do it for 2 months and then being like, oh wait, no, and now we're cancelled. Oh, okay, well now I've then got to completely rechange all of that, or I've got to put on another 2 months. Like it was kind of, everyone was really tentative because obviously everyone was hopeful and wanting it to be back, and no, I think this year it's like, nah, we're not dealing with that kerfuffle at all. Let's just
also, can you imagine if they hadn't told people, because they said, don't contact us, we'll contact you. Like, can you imagine? Okay, I mean, there probably were still people that went and contacted them, but like, I just think that's so like chaotic.
For people I know, it seemed to be a nightmare. Just like having like literally their days being spent every day just contacting hundreds and hundreds of people trying to reorganize tickets and trying to yeah, that's a whole, there's a very good reason I'm not in theatre management, and that is one of them. Yeah, no, it's crazy, but yeah, I think this year it's just going to be a kind of blanket kind of, nah, let's not go through that again. Let's just wait.
Yeah, I've been doing little bits of stuff online. I've been doing like, well, I went to a dress rehearsal the other day, but technically, really, it's like like nothing to do. Well, it's sort of to do with me, but like so like this company that I just work for that do they're based in Manchester, and they do like murder mystery events online. Or we did an escape room at Christmas as well, which was like based on the North Pole going into, like all the elves going into isolation, and then the players had to, like get the key to the workshop and put all the right labels in the presents.
That's a very specific story plot for the time, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, so we did that, and but that was like an escape room rather than a murder mystery. There's like, we did a murder mystery which was themed around Christmas, before Christmas. Again, appropriate. And then they were just done, they just rehearsed one on Monday, which was like set in like a manor with like some posh family. He had to work out who was trying to get the father's money, basically. So that's quite fun. And I do like I just make the clues for it. So I just get sent a list of like what they want, and I don't know, like I just do it on Photoshop. Like I got like a receipt for like, the bakery or something, which proves somebody's alibi because the time on it was the time of the murder and all this kind of stuff. So it's quite fun. So like, but obviously I just sort of send them the images and then they put it onto like the website or how they do it. And yeah, so really like the running side of it has got nothing to do with me, but I really wanted to see like what they did with my stuff. So yeah, I went to this dress rehearsal and yeah, it's really fun because it's really cool. It's got like they have like actors in it as well. So like you get to go into, they do it on Hopin, which is a bit like Steam, but you can go into different rooms and stuff, and like each suspect is in a different room and you could go and interrogate them. Like obviously I needed answers, so I didn't do any of the I didn't do interrogating. I just sat there and watched people sort of go, oh no, well, it can't be that. And I was like, this is really enjoyable actually knowing that everybody else doesn't know. But yeah, so I've been doing bits like that, which is nice because obviously I'm doing it alongside like my supermarket job, but it's something like it's as close to the like theatre as I think I'm going to get, but also like it's doing my Photoshop skills some good as well.
No, yeah,
so, yeah.
That's something I've noticed kind of with the company I'm in, like that big shift has been into digital theatre as a form, and I mean there will hopefully be a place, and we all hope and we think there will be a place for it after lockdown as well, which will be interesting. But it's what I've found really interesting is how the jobs have kind of shifted around a little bit. So your traditional theatre jobs are no longer quite that. And they've kind of combined as well. So like, for example, my job is a sound designer, but also composer / also then technically mixing the show, so sound one. Like I've kind of combined everything because I'm in one room needing to do, you can't have 4 people in different areas of the world operating sound, you can have one person. So like, and like, so that's kind of shifted into my job. And then like even like the stage management roles, there's not really a singular stage management role anymore. And that's not because like the shows don't have props or anything. They do. They've got props. They've got they've got cues. Actors need to actually hit their marks at some moments, but you can't, because of the way that Zoom works, and well, just the fact that we're doing this over different countries. Sometimes like the way that it works means that you can't have one person sitting there queuing everything. And you can't have one person be the master of props when the props are all over the country.
It'd be like instead of just going to buy a mug, it'll be like, oh, can you just go in your kitchen cupboard and get one?
Well, but exactly. That is genuinely what it is. So like they, so what I remember, like I came on slightly late to the project, but I remember like you often had in the kind of true, because it was Shakespeare shows we were doing. And like, so you had like the master of props originally, and like that's all good. But basically, their job would be in the days leading up with the rehearsals and stuff would just be actually helping the actors make props and make, if they needed to do fake blood, they would go through the fake blood. They would work out how to make a fake dagger out of cardboard, or find things in their house that would work. And now that, to be honest, that's even now shifted now. So that's also because they run like virtual backgrounds, which are kind of like video tiles, a bit like in a TV series, really. To kind of like say the scene changes and stuff like that. And that's now technically also kind of, I guess, more of a stage management job because you're physically cueing visual. But it's all it's kind of a mixture of everything. Plus, then as well, you add in roles like the producer and kind of roles that would be kind of more ASM or DSM in terms of, or roles that would be more kind of CSM / producer roles, like, kind of keeping in charge of the company and stuff like that. They're kind of also been swooshed together now as well. So like they're often kind of just handling everything from emails to general everything, people. It's just a bit bizarre, but really fun. But it does. There are times. I'm really enjoying it, and at least for the stuff I've been doing, it is what people have classed as theatre, which is lovely. And which is why I'm then like, if I have been doing theatre, what's it going to be like when I go back into an actual theatre? Because this is now what I've got used to. But I don't know. I'm excited. I had a small show in London with some uni friends that was going to be going on now actually, and it got cancelled because of obviously this
Yeah.
thing, and yeah, but and I was excited for that because that was me like that's going to be the first time I've been in the theater in like a year. I can't I want to be in theater, but I'm
Yeah.
on like after that like I've absolutely no idea what on earth is next in terms of
Yeah, it's all weird. I reckon it's like I was reading something that was talking about like hybrid events. So like obviously like the live streaming is a bit of a hybrid event, isn't it? Because like it's happening in the theatre, but obviously everybody's sat home watching it. Like there might be a point where like they've got a small audience, but then it's streamed to like more people. Yeah, stuff like that. I don't know whether they'll do something where like the people that stream in sort of like get some sort of input into it. I don't know. Like I bet like that it would work well for stuff like what is it, showstoppers and stuff like that, because they were at the fringe and like people shout out different like things for them to improvise and stuff, don't they? So yeah, I don't know. It's all going to be but like you were saying about the actors as well, like a lot of the like everybody's going to do their own lighting at the moment, aren't they? Because
yeah.
like like where's the lighting technician like?
I will be that's maybe the one thing I will be so glad about to be back behind the mixing desk will be the fact that I'll be in charge of everyone's microphone quality and
Yeah.
not reliant on Zoom and whatever 2004 laptop they have or something. Yeah, that's but no, I'm really it'll be really interesting. I really hope that stuff like Fringe Festival and stuff, which does really lend itself to adding in kind of the digital side, and could with so many venues they could totally do it. And I say like this stuff you could totally incorporate a Zoom show into a live venue. As you said, whether having a little bit of audience or kind of even completely opposite. We were I was discussing the other day about literally taking a Zoom show and screening it live as if it was like a cinema, and having that as a venue, and the beauty there is you've then got actors all over the world
Yeah.
acting in a show that the audience are seeing in one room, which is kind of interesting, kind of cool to see. Yeah,
I was watching the musical thing the other night. It was on like Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know, Britain's favourite musical or something like that. And it was just so like, I mean, it was great because they got Nicole Scherzinger to sing from wherever she was, Los Angeles, and I was like, how is there no like, how is it like so like in time with music, like how that anyway. They're like, yeah. Also, it was so eerie with the no audience. Like it was really like nobody is reacting or like clapping at the end of the shows, and I suppose that was good, really, that they did that because they could have just put in like I don't know, like a sound effect over the top of it or something, but actually like I think it made a little bit of a point by like not doing that. Also, it's just weird. It's just weird.
It is. No, yeah. I got a friend of mine, Justin, who's a set designer and well, general data designer friend. He was part of the team that did that Into the Wings TV series for YouTube. They did a couple of seasons, kind of the first two lockdowns, and basically they went into the arts that I think it was just the arts theatre. They might have gone to another one as well in London, and they did the same thing with that. So they would do a weekly series where it was performers would sing. There'd be some musical numbers, and then also there'd be some discussions, like chatting in the stalls. And like I really enjoyed it, but I found it so strange, kind of seeing these musical performances happen in the theatre, and then there'd be absolutely silence at the end, and it was kind of not depressing, but kind of foreboding. It was like it was almost like a point of like it's not happy.
It was as anti-climax as Christmas was this year. like
What are
I
you
feel
on
the
about?
same
I had a
about
great time.
I feel the same about Christmas. Like I feel like Christmas came and then there it was. I mean, I was like track and trace at Christmas as well, so I had to like not go anywhere. I mean, we couldn't go anywhere anyway because we were in like tier 4, whatever we were in. But like, but like I was sat on what my family called isolation station. So I sat on my own on this like little chair sofa thing in the living room, and it was like it was very weird Christmas this year.
I think with all the lead up that had been obviously with in terms of lockdown and the government being like, oh yeah, we'll get off for Christmas and stuff like that, all that lead up to it, I think just kind of heightened it and made it more of a thing of like a lot of us were just looking forward to Christmas, and then obviously like nothing's going to change. It's going to be the exact same day, just with presents and like treating yourself better because Christmas. That's going to be the only difference.
Stuff in your face. I did that.
Yeah, exactly. Like genuinely, that will be the highlight. Will be food and drink and free shit. That'll be it. And like, yeah. No, I get it though. Really. I guess I don't really. Yeah, I guess Christmas for me was more of like a 3-day affair where it wasn't really anything huge. It was just kind of Christmas over kind of those 3 days.
Our Zoom call that we did on Christmas Day was so loud. Like we called like my 2 aunties and grandparents and cousins, and everyone was on it. And like my nan was changing her filter on Facebook to be like, I don't know. Not on Facebook, on Zoom. She was like Santa or something. I don't know. Yeah, it was funny. Also, the worst idea I think we had this year was like I said something. I was like, "Oh, we're not going anywhere this New Year. Let's get dressed up like we are at home. Let's do that." And I was like, have a few drinks and get dressed up. And I come home from work and I was not in the mood. I was like, I just want to put my pajamas on. But my sister was like, no, we're getting dressed up because you said we're getting dressed up. And then so we got dressed up, and I was like, I cannot wait to get my pajamas on. I was like, why did I even say
that? That's tough though. Even then, like working on Christmas Day, like that's tough. I guess I because of just everything and family stuff and everything, like because I'm not working in a shop or not having to do anything really, like I am just having to stay inside generally. Yeah, I mean we did I had a Christmas meeting. I think it was on the 23rd or 24th, I can't remember now, with the Association of Sound Designers, which has been one of the really maybe the nice perks of lockdown. Actually has been kind of associations, like the theatre associations like that, because they've been kind of they've really upped what they do. And I noticed it a bit with the Stage Management Association as well, like in terms of getting things going, which is wonderful. And I really hope that sticks, because I could do with, whether I'm back in the industry or not, I could really do with more monthly catch-ups with the Association of Sound Designers and stuff like that, because it's just so much nicer. But yeah, I was on a Christmas call with them, and that was a bad idea, because it was a Christmas bingo, and you're on a Zoom call with all these actual adults, and it's like a Christmas quiz and stuff like that, and I'm just there like, I'm not going to answer any of this correctly compared to these.
I love how you said actual adult, like you don't class yourself as an actual adult.
I no, but like I'm a young adult. I am still a young adult, whereas not to be rude to any of them, because they're all amazing, but the sound industry is definitely peppered with a lot of older men. And I don't mean that rudely, obviously, but in terms of when it comes to general knowledge on a quiz, they are undeniably going to be better than me.
Yeah.
In many ways. The amount of, like, there were so many questions that were like, what is this painting called? And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I've been on this earth 20 years, and I've never ever really taken a passion in that sort of art. Apologies. Whereas like everyone else was like, oh yes, I know that. I've been to that museum. I've done that. I was like, okay. Okay.
Yeah, the Stage Management Association did so. They did a winter social thing in like last month. It was the same sort of thing. It was really good for them actually because it was quite nice to have questions like about different venues that they would have worked in, or like I don't know, venues that were supposed to be haunted or something like that.
Oh, that's
And it was quite
brilliant.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
it's quite
brilliant.
good because they obviously like, but then like a few of us like younger people that attended like were we didn't really know anything because we've not sort of been like, some of them are still students, and then like I don't know, people like me haven't really been working long enough to like see any of
Yeah.
these venues. So yeah, but it was quite good actually because like the Stage Management Association, I joined them when I left uni, and and then obviously like my first few months there, I had a little bit to do with them, but like not a lot. I was actually on a training course with them on the day we got put into lockdown. I was doing like a school reading, like because I'm not very musical, so I was doing school reading class. And then I got home on the train, and it was like the country's in lockdown, all business closing. And I was like, oh my god. It was that Monday before they then locked us down on the Friday or whatever it was. So like the theatres closed because the government told people not to go,
Yeah.
basically. So they were like, well, we'll just close them because we don't want to encourage people to come. Yeah, no, but I've been doing like lots of like calls with them. Like they do one every Friday and stuff like that. And then like out of that has come like this like network for like students and people in their early career and stuff like that. But that includes like people that have like maybe had a career change and come into stage management. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be young people, but you know, like somebody doing a master's or something like that. And yeah, so like we're just sort of like trying to get ourselves like set up. We did like a Q&A before Christmas in like November series with like, we had like different panels of like different people that were in different roles in stage management, so and producers as well. We have producers, so like, and then people just like put questions forward and stuff like that, and they're like planning another one of those for the spring this year. So but yeah, but it's quite nice because it came out of that because obviously like a lot of the members we were talking to in Stage Management Association like had a lot of experience and stuff like that. But obviously we wanted to like one of the older members set it up actually as a way of like sort of, because I don't know, I suppose we've got slightly different problems, haven't we, having been like still students or like just graduating and stuff like that. So like that's quite nice. That's like been taking up some of my time as well. So it's like quite busy, but like
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
yeah. No, that's really nice. The Association of Town Designers aren't quite as weekly as that. They're more kind of every other month or so. We'll have a nice big social. Um, Although they did do they every year, every January, they do a winter school. They do a summer school and they do a winter school, where it's just a week long of tutorials, lectures, meetings with the most recent tech innovations. Um, and so they did that, and they were able to do that all over Zoom this year, which was actually really lovely because that's the first year I've properly been able to attend it. Because the last couple of years, like I remember like, last year I was at Disneyland the same week they were doing the winter school, and so I was so divided because I was sitting there at Disneyland going, but there are all these cool lecturers happening right now, and I can't see them. Whereas this is the first time they've actually like done them over Zoom, and it was honestly so much nicer, and I think they're gonna keep it like as part,
Yeah.
like they'll obviously do some actual things and events, but they'll also have a Zoom element, which is so much nicer because it's so much more accessible.
Yeah, we found that like the course I did that I was just talking about, the school reading one, like there's like two parts to it. So there was another one that was supposed to happen like late in March last year that got cancelled, and they did the same thing. It was Space Management Association. They put it on like Zoom, and like actually like there was only 3 of us that went, but the people said like it's a lot easier because like they don't have to worry about traveling to London to like all like like I think more people can join because they can just log on from wherever they are.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
completely. And I mean that is it's been really wonderful. Obviously, like for training and stuff like that, you shouldn't be reliant on the fact of needing to travel into London. There are so many members, at least in Associated Sound Designers, there's so many members are in Scotland, so many members all over the world to it, that they're members of it in America. Like they don't, all of the events every year would happen in London, and it was just really sad because you never really got to see it. And then you're not really part of the organization if you don't really get to ever meet anyone. So
Yeah.
that's why I found them really nice being over Zoom, because you really felt like you were part of the association when you were chatting. And I mean, it's the same with everything. It's the same with it's one of the reasons I think digital theatre will still have a place, hopefully, after lockdown, because it's so accessible, and just because, as an educational resource or as a genuine like piece of theatre, either way, it's the fact that you can watch it wherever you want, and you can just log in, and you don't have to be in London, you don't have to see whatever. It's there are so many people who just can't get to these places who would love to, so it's really nice.
Yeah.
I had something else I was going to say there and I've forgotten. That's typical. No, all right.
It almost came back.
Yeah, I thought it had for a second, and then it. No, all right, doesn't matter. But yeah, they. I feel like I was. No, I don't know. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. I'll probably remember it like as soon as we finish as well. And I'll be like, oh, that was it. Yeah. No, it's. I don't know. I've completely lost it now. Completely. That's all right.
You're like so trying. You're like, it's there.
I'm like, it's because it's like so close. I keep thinking, oh, is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, really. No, I really hope kind of after lockdown, after theatre is back, that kind of there'll be elements of which have come out of lockdown will hopefully stick, and one of those is like the associations, because they've just been so.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's been so helpful for me to even be part. Like before, I've been part of the Association of Sound Designers like maybe 2 years or something now, 3 years, and honestly, I think I'd only managed to attend like one thing before lockdown in like the 2 years I was a member, and so now, like, I felt more like a member this year than I ever have, and which is, considering that's my industry, to feel like more of a member of your own industry than you ever have in a time where there is no industry. It's really weird, but like really nice. No. And they need to. But
I think they're good because their way of like, they're like literally, they've never been more important really, because they're like the only way for people like to sort of stay in touch, because obviously nobody's going to work and everything like that. So like, as much as like you can do that off your own back, it's quite nice that like, because like it also brings people in that you've never met and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, it's like the only thing really that I do.
Yeah, exactly. And also like in an industry, I don't know quite how it is in stage management, but I assume it's similar because of just the sheer amount of people that do stage management. It's quite, in an industry that is quite competitive and isn't necessarily the most friendliest at times, it's really nice to have a genuine friendly atmosphere in the associations. And obviously they were always friendly, but at least right now they're showing that you can actually log on to a call and chat and genuinely have a good time with people who are your peers and who do this, and it's not a rival thing anymore. It's genuinely we're all in it, and we just and that's something that's so much more important, because I really struggled with kind of, I'm not quite good enough, I've not got this role, I don't need to be doing this, and like that has completely killed it, because these are all people I really respect and look up to. And we're all in a Zoom call.
I think that's something that like everybody's realised, like not even necessarily just because of like the pandemic or anything, but like I don't know, people have had more time to chat about things, and it's like, I did sort of feel a bit like that coming out of uni, like sort of like, seeing my friends get jobs and stuff like that, and being like, am I doing something wrong to not get them or what? But like really it's just because people like you get things at different times, like and now I reckon there might also be a lot more of like I know, especially for performers, like they had like another job to keep them afloat when they didn't get any theatre work. And I reckon like that's probably going to be something that's more common as well, like after we get out of this, because people have probably realised how like unstable it is to have a job in theatre. Like
Yeah.
I was telling everybody who I work with at the supermarket about like, you know, being freelance and being like, oh, you know, I was on one job and that's going to finish in like 3 weeks, and then like I'm applying for the next one trying to
Yeah,
get
like
something else before it ends. And they were like, oh, that sounds stressful.
it's like no, that's kind of, it's like half the reason why we do this job though is because of that.
Yeah.
Like I know some people who love theatre but want to work at a venue or want to work at a resident company all their life, and and they want that stable job, and that's amazing. But for me personally, I love it because I jump around. That keeps it
Mm.
interesting for me, and you know whether you want to do that all your life is a question. But definitely just now, that's what keeps it interesting. And whether it's a tour, whether it's just a run of a show, whatever, like it's you get to see places and you get to keep it interesting. And I like definitely someone like me who I know I want to work in sound, I know I want to work in music, I don't exactly know where. I'm just doing everything that I can do, and that's what keeps it interesting for me. You know, yeah.
Also, like on the flip side to that, like before lockdown, I was quite like on the like sort of note of like, you know, trying to find work and stuff like that. I was applying for absolutely everything because I thought, well, like, you know, I need to give myself like the best chance to get anything. And actually, like there's some jobs that I've looked at that I've actually gone like, well, I don't really want to do that anyway, so why bother applying for it? Like there was a job going for like a COVID monitor on like I don't know, some TV program, and I thought like, yeah, but I'm doing more now like at the supermarket than I would in that job. Like that would literally be like wiping and sanitizing the touch points and everything. And like as much as an important job as that is, like I'd sort of rather be where I am because it's busier and like
Yeah.
you know, there's more going on than like I think filming's it's a good thing to get into, but like my friend's doing it at the moment in Wales, and she said it's quite like slow. Like she said she's got so far on Candy Crush now because she does the lighting there, and she's got so far on Candy Crush because like, you know, they'll retake the scene like many times, and then she just pushes a fader up every now and again.
Yeah.
So she's got like
Yeah.
I mean it's good because it's obviously like, you know, it's better to be doing that than like, you know, nothing at all. And she does enjoy it, but at the same time there's moments of it which are like that where there's lots of waiting around.
Yeah.
Like
But then,
that's the nature of it, and that's why it's different to theatre, I think.
oh yeah, exactly. Like that's kind of where I kind of first. I kind of after kind of many years of kind of being like I don't really know where in sound I like. I just like doing sound stuff, and like I kind of worked out that so like TV like as an element I'd done a little bit of like I kind of was like actually I'm not a massive fan of this. Like it's fine, it's all good. There's nothing bad about it. I enjoy it, but it's a different world theater, and like there's like in the world in the audio world there's some fun things occasionally in terms of hiding mics and stuff like that, but it's the pacing of it and everything is just not quite what I like compared to what I get at theatre, which is even more, you know, and it's basically just everything that you do in TV but times like 10. Um, and you know you're live constantly. You're you know everything's to a clock. You've got however many actors to run, however many band. You know, like it's the stakes are just that much higher in the moment, and it's so much more interesting. For me
Mm.
personally.
Yeah, and it's like something I probably shouldn't like be careful what I wish for and all that. But like the show I did right before the last show I did before lockdown, like I don't know, like so many things like went wrong, like I don't know, injuries or like I don't know. I went on tour the same show before Christmas, and we had like technical like issues as well that like made me stop the show and start it again. And but like because we were only 2 minutes in, so like it made sense just to stop and start.
Yeah.
But like yeah, I don't know, I almost like it when like things go wrong because I've said it now.
I can't believe, yeah, like a stage manager who likes it when things go wrong. That's like the opposite of normal.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It just makes it a little bit more. Obviously, like not every day, like that'd be like mental. But like when you get into the same routine of doing a show and like it runs the same as last night, and you're like it's just a little bit exciting when there's a problem and you have to try and fix it
you
before
you
running for the next
thrive
time.
you
Yeah,
thrive in chaos, and you
yeah,
thrive in chaos that can, and you can then, because you're thriving, you can then fix said chaos. um,
yeah,
and that's what makes you want to do theatre.
yeah.
um, to be fair though, I get that. Like I kind of, I I really do. Like it's so stressful. Like being like a sound one on a show is really, really, really stressful, and obviously like anything in the theatre world, like it is, and you've got so much to worry about. And as soon as something goes wrong, you've got to be absolutely on it to sort it. And um, I'm a good problem solver. I get things done quickly. I'm not like under stress. I'm okay, but I don't know. It's weird. It's both terrifying and also the most wonderful thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. You get such a buzz when you're performing, and even when something does go wrong and you fix it, like it's like, oh yeah, that was cool. I fixed that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Or even like you fixed it to the point where it works for one show and you need to look at it after, but like you got through that scene and nothing awful happened.
Yeah, exactly. Like no one
Like,
died. It's fine.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's been the really weird thing with doing Zoom theater, is that it's your stakes are still there, but there's so many more things, like and less things as well to do with it. So like, you might be live on YouTube or whatever. Um,
Oh, I don't know,
but
maybe.
it's like you might be at definitely with theatre. I've been doing like we get one show at it and it stays up on YouTube forever, or it did stay up on YouTube forever.
Yeah.
So like if you muck up, it's gonna be on that forever, for whoever watches it. And so you've got those stakes, but like also at the same time, because of the way the environment is, and because of how certain aspects are way more controlled, you don't have audience, you don't have to worry about speakers or massive bits of set. You don't have to worry, it's all in the computer. But then on the flip side of that, you've got all the things you can't control: Zoom, internet,
Yeah.
mic quality, all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff that you've got to do your best to try and make work. But then if it goes wrong, that's it. You can't do anything. And
I don't know. Do you think people are more forgiving of that though? Like it being on like
oh
over the
yeah,
Wi-Fi and everything.
they are.
Yeah.
They are. I've been making a rule that I don't accept it though, and I've been like everywhere I can. I've been like, right, I like if you can be hardwired to the internet, that is the best shot. If you can wear earphones or headphones or wireless, or which is annoying because in professional sound, as a rule, we hate Bluetooth wireless headphones and
Yeah.
earphones. But because we just don't rely on them in the industry world at all, a good old cable is what we like. But when you're an actor in a Zoom performance and you need to move around, you can't exactly have a cable trailing, and
Yeah.
you don't want it to come out your speakers because then it gives you that whole echo thing. Like you just want a pair of little rubbish Apple whatever they are, and I hate it. I actually pained myself saying it the other day when someone was like, I'm getting echo, and I'm like, yeah, I hate to say it, but what you actually want are these Apple things that are not necessarily Apple, but like Bluetooth earphones that
Yeah.
I've
It's like
been
a bit
waging.
maybe less obvious than mine.
Yeah, well, yeah, but depending what character you could be playing, I'm sure they could be like,
Yeah, it could work.
yeah, depends on the role. Although to be honest, in your world, if you were ever like on a stage manager, like they would work completely because it would just look like an extension of a Canford headset, really.
Yeah.
I've missed being on comms actually. That's a different thing. That's another thing that's going to be very, very bizarre, kind of going back, is that whole language of backstage communication.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten so used to typing things and texting people when there's an issue.
We'll have canned headsets on. We'll be looking at each other across the stage, and someone would be talking, you see the lips moving, but you won't hear them, and you'd be like, you're on mute.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're like, what's happened?
It'll be the whole thing where, like, obviously, like on the Camford battle packs and stuff, you got to hold down to talk, like because you don't have that in on Zoom. Like there'll be people who'll be like pressing it and like I don't what, why can't you hear me? What's going on? I to be honest, I in the audio world they play around a lot with kind of chat box and kind of messaging, so it allows you, unless it's a real emergency, you can communicate without going on comms.
Oh yeah.
So like if a belt pack needs replaced, you can just send a message from your number 2 to your number 1 on the little screen, just to be like, it's done, it's on this channel or whatever now. And honestly, like I might just stick with that because of the way that like we use chat in Zoom to kind of to fix every problem and stuff like that. Like I've gotten completely tuned into that. Yeah, no, it I don't know. It's gonna be so fun and so bizarre and so strange coming back into theatre, and I really can't wait.
All of them, all of the above.
All of the above. It's also gonna be terrifying, and possibly the worst day of my life, and also the best day of my life at the same time. We don't know. There could be. It could be. I guess it just completely depends on how you come back into theatre. But if you start back on a lovely, nice new job or whatever on a tour or something, like ace, but also at the same time it could be something terrifying and horrible. You've no idea. No, it's going to be lovely. We've kind of talked for quite a while, to be fair. I mean, I know we were late up, but we normally. But thank you so much for this wonderful chat. It's gone really quickly, to be honest. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it
has. Yeah, we've done a lot of we've covered quite a lot as well. We've kind of jumped around a bit, which is really lovely. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
That's right, that's
apologies
good.
everyone, and also apologies to Charlotte for being late this morning. That was all me. I had my show last night and I was absolutely knackered. I didn't get to sleep till like 5, and then there's Charlotte ringing me at 8:01 this morning being like, hello. So yeah,
I always click the link and just to see if you just be there on your own.
Yeah. No, that, like, it was gonna happen sooner or later. Like, it happened this morning, and it happened with someone who's on time, so that was good. Whereas, like, plenty of the other guests I've had on, and also plenty of other people I know who are stage managers or whatever in the industry, like, they aren't on time, and like I'm a bit like me, so like it could have gone a hell of a lot worse. So that's it, we're glad it happened today. We were only like up 10 minutes late, and we could have been up like 2 minutes late, but I was like, nah, let's just wait.
We're just building up the excitement for.
Yeah.
That's all.
Exactly. Yeah. Like we should have like a timer, like a countdown thing going. Like it will, like it'll start in 10, 9. No. Yeah. No. But it's been absolutely wonderful to talk to you. So thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, that's right. It was good fun.
Next time I'm back in Aylesbury post lockdown or whatever, we'll need to, or even London, we'll need to go for another
burger.
Yeah. Oh, that was really good as well. That was a really good burger. I'm really glad we went to that place because that place did a good meal.
Bit messy, but good meal.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, like trying to be like polite, it was really tough. I mean that's what you get when you eat a big burger, though.
Yeah, don't bother.
But yeah, no, but thank you very much. It's been absolutely pleasure to have you, and
thanks.
Yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day off. You're up and early. Like I wouldn't. That's not what I'd be doing. I would have slept in if it'd been my day.
Yeah, thanks. You have a nice day as well. Doing your nice walks that you get to do now that you're not in Watermead.
Yes. I need to actually. Yeah, the sun's come out as well. It was snowing really badly the last couple of days, so like my window was like covered up in snow, and I didn't want to venture outside. But yeah, no, we will. Yeah, no, thank you very much, and thank you to anyone who's been kind of watching or whatever. We are back, so like there will be more. I just, yeah, everything's mental right now, people. Everything's mental, so like it is what it is. But yeah, no, thank you very much, Charlotte. We'll do an awkward-ish wave out now because of the way the Zoom streaming to YouTube thing does. We'll just wave until we go dark. But yeah. But anywho, thank you everyone. Today's Thursday, so next Saturday there will be another one as well. Keep an eye out. And yeah, really, thank you very much, Charlotte. And if that's
Thank
everything, we will see you all later. Goodbye.
you.